All right, looks like we are live. Got a few people on here. Let's wait a little bit for more people to get on here. They probably just sent a text out for more people to get on here. Looks like we have 3 people on here. This is my favorite entry-level Breitling, or you could argue entry-level watch at all, because this is the coolest watch you can get for under $3,000 in my opinion, and I'll tell you all about it here in a bit once we get a few more people on here. Let me know in the comments that you guys can hear me okay. We're looking at the Breitling Endurance Pro 44. This is reference X82310. White strap, obviously, full set. Comes with the warranty card, a little booklet, the case. This is like new condition, so there aren't any signs of wear. Really, really excellent condition. There's no reason to go to the store and get this when you can, get it right here. And I do sell these quite a bit, so I probably get, I would say, 1 or 2 Endurance Pros a month. And the reason for that is I like it. I do not sell watches that I don't like. So if I'm selling it, I like it. And it's easier to sell when you like something. So this is my favorite entry-level piece. And now that we have 10 people on here, let's get into it. So we're obviously live. We have 13 minutes on the clock, and this is no reserve. So I want to open with the number on this one because it's a big gap. This is the Breitling Endurance Pro 44 millimeters on the white rubber strap, like new. Comes with the box and papers, and we're starting at $1,800. MSRP on this is, I think I said 3,600 before, but after searching, I think it's 3,700. So you're probably talking about 39-ish out the door if you go to the store and buy this. And we're starting tonight at, less than half that. So no reserve on this. 12 minutes to go. Let's get into why this watch is worth paying attention to, and why somebody like me, who has plenty of very high-end watches, still likes these and still likes to wear these. So I guess before I do that, quick context on Breitling. Most of you know, but some of you don't, because this brand has one of the most respected names in aviation and motorsport watchmaking. So in 1884, Leon Breitling opens a workshop in Switzerland, and from day one, this wasn't a general watchmaker. This was a brand kind of specializing in chronographs and precision timing instruments. Stopwatches for sports, for science, for industry. That obsession with measuring time precisely, not just telling it, is the foundation of, I guess, everything Breitling has done since, right? By the 1930s and 40s, Breitling becomes the name in aviation. They built onboard chronograph instruments for aircraft cockpits, and for decades they were an official supplier of cockpit clocks and chronographs to multiple air forces around the world. In 1952, they released the Navitimer, which is still in production today, with that circular slide rule bezel pilots used to calculate fuel burn. They would calculate fuel burn, airspeed, and flight time with no electronics. That's real mechanical engineering, doing real work. Then in 1969, Breitling co-develops the Chronomatic. That was one of the first automatic chronograph movements ever made, a genuine milestone in watchmaking history, and Breitling was right in the middle of it. So when you look at this Endurance Pro, which you can tell it hasn't really been worn because it just sits flat. There's not bend in the strap, even though it has been in the case a bit. So when you look at this Endurance Pro sitting right here, this is Breitling taking 140 years of chronograph obsession and applying it somewhere completely different. This is athletic performance, everyday wear instead of the cockpit, but you could still wear this in the cockpit if you're a pilot. So let's talk about this specific piece. Now here's what makes this watch really interesting and fascinating once you know. Starting with the case material. This case material is called Breitling, and no other watch brand has access to this material. It's exclusive to Breitling and 100% Swiss made. Breitling is 3.3 times lighter than titanium, so you know we love our titanium watches because they're super light. This is even lighter. It's 5.8 times lighter than stainless steel. So you put this on and it almost disappears on your wrist, but it still doesn't feel cheap. It's actually warmer to the touch than metal with a slightly textured finish that feels different from anything else you own. So it's also non-magnetic, which is, you know, standard Breitling, thermally stable and hypoallergenic. This case is built to perform in conditions that would mess with a normal metal case. This is like new condition, so check it out. There's no bend on the rubber. There's no scratches. We might have put a very good condition on there on the listing, but I mean this thing hasn't really been worn. The only wear you might be able to see, and I don't even think you can see that, is from it just sitting in the case. So very, very good condition. On this, you have a bi-directional rotating bezel with compass markings, right? Functional. It's not decorative. You have crown and chronograph pushers at 2 and 3. Let me actually zoom in on this for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me get the loop out. And we should be able, there we go. Check out that dial. So like I was saying, you have crown and chronograph pushers at 2 and 3, of course, or 4 for the bottom crown or bottom pusher. Sapphire crystal, so it's scratch resistant for real world use. Inside of this thing is Breitling's caliber 82. That's a COSC certified super quartz. COSC certification means this movement was independently tested by the Swiss Official Chronometer Testing Institute for precision. Super quartz takes accuracy further still, so we're talking roughly 10 times more accurate than your standard quartz. This is a precision instrument, not a basic quartz watch. And the white rubber strap on this one, it's not just a styling choice, it's very functional. It's built for sweat, for water, for actually living and working out or doing anything in this, right? It pairs really well with the Breitling Tang buckle, as you can see here. Zoom in on that. Very nice. Very nice buckle. And you also have the chronograph here, which I'll go ahead and engage this crown. So now you can see the bottom subdial seconds here. What's really cool with this is when you start the chrono, it's not just a regular chrono that has, you know, seconds and minutes, but has split seconds too. So this subdial at the 2 over here is split seconds. So check this out. I'm going to press this top pusher, and now we can do split seconds. Very cool. You are not going to see that on many watches for under $3,000. So a lot of value here. Very wearable, very nice condition, brand new. I was saying these are going for 36 or 3,700 if you go to Breitling's store, which means you're $3,900 out the door. So get a really good value here. Go ahead and reset that. Very cool in the reset too. This thing is a beast. It's very light, but it still feels like you're wearing something. I love that. We're down to the last 4 minutes. 4 minutes and we're sitting at 1,900. My last one, I believe I sold for $2,550. So somebody is definitely getting a substantial deal here. Very cool. Here is the back. Solid case back. Let's take this loop off. If you're just joining us, Brad with Wrist Game Miami. We're looking at the Endurance Pro Breitling 44 millimeter. This is the X82310. I also want to mention something here because it matters beyond tonight, and for less than $3,000, it's definitely worth more than the watch. When you buy from me, you get the standard 6-month warranty through, Grailsy, of course, but we also exchange contact info, and you do become a client of mine for life. So for every watch that you already own, or any watch you buy going forward, not just this one, whether it's with me or whether it's with someone else, here's what that means. 5-10 years from now, you've got a watch. Maybe it's a Rolex, maybe it's an AP, maybe it's a Panerai. It doesn't matter. 5-10 years, that watch needs servicing. A typical service center charges full retail for that work, obviously. And on a piece like this, maybe not a Quartz watch, but on a piece like an AP or a Rolex or an Hublot or a Panerai, you can be charged $1,500, $1,800. And if the watch is, $4 or $5,000, it doesn't really make sense, right? But when you're my client, my watchmakers will service any watch you have in your collection at cost. So it's not a discount, it's at my cost, because this relationship doesn't end just because the bidding ends tonight and you bought a watch from me. Like, I do want this to be long term, and I think that's important. So very important to know. If you're just getting into the game, you may not know, but a lot of servicing watches, if you're not in a big city with a lot of watchmakers, it's going to be expensive. I know when I was first getting into the game, Brad from Wrist Game Miami, but I'm originally from Illinois, I had to go to St. Louis to service my first watch, and the only good watchmaker there, wanted $1,500 for a $3,800 watch. So it's tough depending on where you live. So this is a real value push, even for something, as entry level as a Breitling. So it looks like we're getting into the final minute. Breitling Endurance Pro, bright light case, COSC certified super quartz, on a white strap, of course, box and papers. $1,900 is where we're at right now. So somebody's definitely walking away with a good deal. And, become a client for life, which is nice. If someone makes a bid in the next 35 seconds, the clock will go back up to a minute. So let's see. Do we have 2,000, or is this where we will sit. Do we have 2,000 or will this be sold for $1,900? Let's see. Awesome. Looks like we just sold for $1,900, which means one of you guys got an amazing deal. Can't see who it is yet, but we will be in touch. Just send proof of funds to Grailsy so I can ship this off tomorrow. And you're going to be very happy with this. This is probably my favorite entry-level watch if you're just getting into the game. It's very light, it's very reliable, it's very tough, and it's a Breitling. So very cool. Congrats to whoever this went to. I'm Brad from Risk Game Miami. I can source just about anything for you in under a few days, and I do auctions on here regularly. So without further ado, I'll see you guys on the next one.